Good evening. So, as you can tell by the title of this video, we're going to be discussing whether you should invest in graded Pokemon cards. Now, the only reason I'm making this video is because I've got kids and my kids have been into Pokemon for a long time. And one thing led to another, and I discovered that over the years that there's obviously a massive following for Pokemon, and you can get the cards graded. But just a little side story, this phone here is the phone that I normally use to record these videos with, and literally I put it in the cradle, it fell out of the cradle, hit the top of this graded coin and smashed the corner of it, and it's ruined my phone forever. Brand new Samsung phone. That is gutting. Anyway, back to our subject. So yeah, should you buy graded Pokemon? So if you don't know anything about Pokemon, it's a board game and it's probably the biggest media franchise, one of them in history, if not the biggest. I mean, I think they're grossed something like 90 billion. Well, the company's worth about 90 billion. And essentially you buy these cards and you can play a board game, but there's also movies, cartoons, goodness me, computer games, you name it. Pokemon is everywhere. It's all about these little characters, and there's a sets and they evolve. This is the Sword and Shield Silver Tempest set. There's a set called Champion's Path. There's the newest one, Crown Zenith. And all the cards are different, and you can collect them and have good cards, bad cards, and they've got different powers. So this is obviously a graded coin. Very nice. You know what that is. This is a graded silver coin. Cool. We've all seen one of those before. And this is a graded Pokemon card. And you can send your Pokemon cards off to a company. So you would open a packet and you might get a card like that. And then you think, oh, that's a nice card. And you send it off and they put it in a case like this. And they give it a grade, and you can see this grade is a 10, and the company that graded it is called PSA. And just like you've got NGC, who grade coins, and PGCS and all the rest of it, there's a few different grading codes, but this is the most well-known one, PSA. And PSA 10 is like having a PF 70 essentially. Okay, so this card is perfect. The corners are perfect, the print works perfect, the edges are perfect, the back is perfect. It gets a 10 and it's sealed in a nice little thing. And that increases the value of the card. It's very simple. And there's thousands and thousands of Pokemon cards to collect. I think the most expensive Pokemon card went for 5 million or something like that. But this is a Japanese Pokemon card. It's obviously there, it's an international product, and it's made in different languages. These aren't particularly amazing cards. I just picked them up to get myself into it, you know, and see whether, you know, there's anything in it. I'm always a great believer in diversifying your portfolios. So what happens is that you get your packet of Pokemon. These are about £4 a pack in the UK. You open it up like this. Essentially, you can buy big sets, small sets, and in it you've obviously get a load of cards. Now in this pack right now there could be a card that's worth hundreds of pounds. Hundreds. A card called a Charizard, or a Rainbow Rare, which is like a bit like this sort of card here. It's all shiny. You can see this card here is like a base card, a bit boring, and this card's all glitzy and shiny, yeah. And there's obviously a lot less of these than there are of them, and everyone wants one of these, and that's the way it goes. Yeah, there's another card, another graded one there. So you can see that's another PSA 10. So let's see what we've got. Have I got anything in this card? I've invested £4, and in here there could be something that's worth, you know, hundreds. Okay. No, that's not very good. Nope, not very good. Waste of money. Nope, not very good. Now, just like you get error coins, I until I knew this from my children, at the bottom here there could be a misprint or a different logo. Something could be just slightly different, and that could make this card, although it's just a boring Croagunk, worth, instead of being like 50p, could be make it worth £50. So not only have you got to check each card you want the shiny, just like you have error coins and things like that in the UK, you do kind of get the same thing with Pokemon. So Beldum, not good. This is called a reverse holo. So it is shiny, but it's not particularly valuable. Just pretty. This set is, I think, 2022, 2021. So some sets you can't buy individual packs. You can only buy them in massive box sets. But I mean, I'm not going to go into all that now, and that makes them even more bad. I mean, if I want to buy a 2020, 2019 Pokemon pack like this from a different, like say, I don't know, whatever it is, Crimson Path, there's a set, this is Silver Tempest, I'm not going to pay £4 for that, I'm going to be paying £12 a pack. There's people literally going into like superstores, supermarkets, your Walmart, your Morrisons or whatever, the moment a load of Pokemon arrive in the shop, they're just buying the whole lot out, put them in the car, drive home, straight in the loft, leave it for 5 years. Because so many people are collecting these and want to collect the set. So you can see down at the bottom here, we've got number 2 out of, we can't see, 195. So there's 195 in this set here to collect, which is a Silver Tempest set. So I've got, you can see, oh, what have we got here? I have a shiny. Excellent. Now this is quite a good card, but it's not gold. It's a nice card. It's called a Full Art. So that's nice. I'm quite happy with that. That's a nice card. So what I might do is put that in a sleeve like this, and then I'll send it off for grading. Yeah, that's right. Send it off for grading, and instead of it being worth £1, it might be worth £20. So that's quite a nice card. Put that to one side. Put that there. This is just a blank card. It's not worth anything. That's not very good. And that's not very good either. And that's not very good. And this is a code card which you can put on the internet and you can play a virtual version of the game. And that's it. That is my set of Pokemon cards. So out of that, I pulled one good card. I will need to probably examine the rest of it. I shouldn't even be touching this. This is like, I don't want my grubby mitts on it. So yeah, it's not bad. That's not bad. That is not bad. I mean, so I need to look up and see what this is worth. So yeah. So you can see kind of how addictive it could be, and obviously it's a bit like the kids get a dope hit when they buy their packs. Are you going to have the Charizard in it? Are you going to have a Rainbow Rare in it? And of course, it just this booklet here about how to play the game. You can buy, in the each different Pokemon's got a different ability. The game is actually quite a good game. If you've got kids, it is actually a decent board game, I must admit. I thought it was going to be a load of rubbish, but actually it's good. These are some of the ones that I've pulled. That's a Full Art card. That's a nice card. I'll probably send these off for grading. So yeah, grading costs about £12. Actually, it's not that much. And that's it really. So the question is, let's say this was worth £350, give or take the same price as a Sovereign to buy. The question is, I suppose, that's not right. Yeah, okay. When I bought this graded coin, I paid about £350 for it about 5 years ago, whenever. Let's say I paid the same for this, hypothetically. This isn't worth £350. Which is a better investment, I'm not particularly sure. I mean, with the gold, you've always got the spot, haven't you? At the end of the day, it's bullion. With this, I kind of feel it's a bit like, if it should turn out that Pokemon becomes boring and nobody's interested in it anymore, you could be left holding essentially a load of plastic and a few bits of paper that aren't worth very much, That said, it's been going since 1996, and you can go and check the PSA grading database just like you would put the code in here. and you can look it all up and see how many of this one are graded at 10, and it will show you. It all seems pretty good. So I would say that it'd be unfortunate. It's just like buying graded coins, you know. This coin here, for example, I bought this because I like collecting MS70 silver coins from around the world. I don't really care about the year. I just like collecting them. It's quite hard. This is quite a hard coin to generally. It's quite, you're going to pay for this to get this in the UK, a graded MS70. I had to get this imported. Just, you know, it's tricky. It doesn't mean it's great. I just like it, and I just quite like this card. I don't think it's worth it. So, you know, there's a bit of the collector in me, like there is when you collect coins. I just quite like these things. And there's the other side of it, which is like the serious numismatic side. You know, is this a, I don't think this is particularly, it's not incredible graded coin, but it's a decent graded coin, I would think. I would like to think it would go up in value. And it has gone up in value. I looked the other day, these sort of things are going for 475, 500. So I'd say that's a decent investment. Would this thing, is this going to go up exponentially? You know, that's the question. They are limited. I mean, they don't keep the runs going forever. So they are, I suppose you could say there is a scarcity to these cards. You know, how good that is another, you know, how much that's valued intrinsically to people in the market. I don't know. I know a fair bit about Pokemon, but I'm not an expert. I probably know more than the average person. So anyway, that is today's video. Just some thoughts really that don't write off next time you're in a car boot sale or suddenly you see a load of Pokemon somewhere. Basically, the older it is, the more valuable it is. This is 2022 on the bottom. Every Pokemon card's got the date on the bottom. You go with some old cards, 2005, they could be worth a fortune, even like a base card like this. You know, you'd be surprised. So it's just something to be aware of. And, you know, I think it's just nice to have something a little bit different. I certainly wouldn't go all in on these things. I feel I'd only buy graded 10 stuff as well. A bit like I only buy for my graded coins, unless it's like historic, it won't be a 70. I only get, if I'm going to buy it, and it's going to be for me, it's going to be a 70. It's going to be a 10. So at least I know I've got the very best of whatever it is. That's my feeling. At least if it's not that great, it is the very best condition of what it can be. Because I just feel that, you know, although I could get any old I could get like an MS. I pay a lot less and have an MS60. I just kind of feel if I'm going to bother having the thing graded and have a graded coin, I want the best one I can get. Anyway, that's it. So I hope that was interesting, and you know, I wonder if anyone else collects Pokemon as well, and whether you would invest in Pokemon cards or wouldn't touch it with a barge pole. Maybe you wouldn't. That's it. So have a great weekend, and bye for now.